everybody. It is 7:48 here on the 9th of April, 2024. Oh, look at that. Let's get 4 inches of that stuff.
Give me a break.
We need 4 inches. It's snowing in South Central. If we're gonna do this, let's just go.
I know. I wish I could get behind you on that.
It'll all be gone in a week anyway. We might as well beat the record and say we lived through it, man.
All right.
We lived through it.
I'll get behind you.
We made it happen. All right. You and I are both fathers, and it is the most important, glorious, wonderful thing ever. There's nothing like having children.
No.
And I always wanted kids, even when I was a kid. And having my children has just been the greatest blessing in my life. And I have witnessed my kids going through hard times, heartbreak, girls breaking up with them, not making the sports team.
Yeah.
I've never, ever once had to witness my child getting beat up.
No.
And I don't know how I would handle watching my child getting beat up. And not just beat up by one person, but watching my child ganged up and getting 5-on-1 at one point.
Right.
Mercilessly beating, and watch videotapes of different angles from all kinds of cell phones.
Yeah.
Well, our guest on the show this morning, Natasha Guthrie, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I am so sorry that you have had to go through what you had to go through. Let me ask you, when you saw these videos of your daughter, Peyton, who's 14 years old, okay, and she was in 8th grade?
8th grade, yes.
At Clark Middle School.
Yes.
You saw these videos because you sent them to me, and I was sick to my stomach. Anytime you see anyone taking a beating, it is brutal.
Yes.
One-on-one is bad enough.
Right.
But when you see 5 people on one, and it's just relentless, nonstop, what was going through your mind when you're watching these videos?
I was angry.
Yeah.
I was very upset.
Mm-hmm.
The fact of the matter is, she was completely caught off guard at that point, and I didn't know what to do at that time. I was actually at the school when these children fled the school after they assaulted her, and she called me 30 seconds later. The school never called me. They never called 911. I was the one who had to run in, and I was the one who had to take action at that point in time.
Were there any teachers in the area?
So from what I was told, actually, by staff at Clark Middle School, there were 4 teachers present in that gym.
So this happened at Clark Middle High in the gymnasium?
During class.
And
yes.
And you were told that there were 4 teachers in the gym? It's not that big of a gym. And obviously, and this went on for quite some time.
Almost a minute, yes.
What took so long for teachers to intervene and break this up?
Honestly, that was one of my first questions. My question was, how did these students who were not in my daughter's classroom at that time, by the way, how did they get released from their own classrooms to come and assault my daughter while she was in class at that point in time? I was told that a teacher actually attempted to stop them at the door, this massive crowd of kids. And then they went completely from one side of the gym to the other in almost a minute, violently attacking my daughter.
All right, tell you what, we got to take a quick break because I need to, there's obviously got to be more of a backstory.
Oh, there is.
Okay, we're going to get into it. Stay with us. It's the Bob Brock Show.
Live from the AIH studio.
AIH, all the tools, all the time. They got paint.
Alaska's gone. That takes care of the bills, so now let's get back to Alaska's morning show.
Oh, yeah.
On KWHL.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7:58. This is KWHL Anchorage. Thank you for listening. So, on March 26th, which was a Tuesday, your 14-year-old daughter goes to Clark Middle School, and she's in the gymnasium. Was there something planned in the gym at that time?
She was currently in gym class. It was the last period or last class of the day for her.
Okay, so she was supposed to be there.
She was supposed to be there, yes.
And this group of other kids made their way and forced their way into the gymnasium while they were supposed to be in class.
Correct.
And from the video that I saw, it looked like there was about 5. How many were in this group that attacked your daughter?
So originally I thought it was only 3, but other parents that have seen the videos and have reached out to me started because I couldn't watch it. It was absolutely heartbreaking for me. But other parents are starting to piece together and like help me identify other people who were actually assaulting and kicking her in that at that time.
It's hard to keep track. To be honest with you.
It really is.
Yeah, it's a little mob.
Yeah, there'll be 2, then 3, and at one time I counted. It looked like 5 different, and they were all girls, right? So,
correct. From what I understand,
so
yes.
a group of girls attacked your daughter. Do you know why? What was the beef that they had with her?
So from what I understand, I actually spoke to Peyton, and she does want to come out with everything. She said that she was being accused of talking crap about someone's cousin. And I've asked her many times. I've also spoken to all of her friends, and every single one of them said the only thing that she ever said about that specific girl was that she was pretty. And these girls she's been targeted since January. This has been an ongoing thing at Clark Middle School ever since she showed up there. And
So did you let anyone know at Clark Middle School in January that this was happening?
I started letting them know in January, starting January 25th.
And you have documentation?
I have documentation of everything. And all the way to February 16th, I had requested over 13 meetings with the school. And I finally got a meeting with Miss Orchid and her teachers, as well as the guidance counselor. And they actually tried to cancel it on me that day as well.
So your daughter was coming home and telling you this was happening. She was being bullied.
Coming home. She was also texting me while it was happening. She was in the library one time where she was being called an albino white girl, getting white or racial slurs thrown at her. They were taking pictures of her while she was in class. And she just felt uncomfortable. She didn't feel safe.
And now, these aren't girls that she grew up with.
Absolutely not. She just met all of these students in January.
So where was she prior to January?
She was at Hanshu Middle School.
Okay, so she transferred.
Yes.
Okay. And so she transferred in January, and it started almost immediately, the bullying.
Within 2 weeks.
And you notified the school and let them know, hey, this was happening.
The moment that I was made aware of it, I let the school know immediately, and I started making contact with anybody that I could. And I also advised her to go to a teacher, and they did too. But she continued, like every other student I've ever talked to, you go tell anybody, you're a snitch, and they're going to continue to come after you, and it's going to make it worse, which it did.
Right.
It has made it worse because it's escalated from just little bickering, harassment, and bullying to a full-on assault.
And so let's go back to March 26th when the assault happened. She was in gym class. So
Yes.
class was in session.
Yes.
So
she had not been released yet. Yes.
So do they have like different schedules? Do they have staggered classes where these kids could have been going to another class at that time? Or did they actively leave a classroom to go to the gym to attack your daughter?
So the way Clark Middle School works, 6th grade gets released prior to, because they have 6th, 7th, and 8th. So 6th grade gets released, then 7th graders, and then 8th graders. 6th graders had already been released. When I asked these students who were released from their class, when I asked the school, were they 6th graders, 7th graders, or 8th graders? They told me they were 8th graders. So my first question was, if they were 8th graders, why were they allowed to be released from their classroom to go across the school, get into the gym, and go all the way across the gym with 4 teachers in that gym to violently attack my daughter for almost a minute?
And what did they say?
They were determined. Or I don't know.
So your daughter is in what grade?
8th grade.
Okay. So she hadn't been released yet, obviously, because 8th graders are supposed to be released last.
Exactly.
So these 8th graders were released sooner than they were supposed to.
Exactly.
Or they just left.
Exactly.
And you don't know which okay. And so so what has happened since?
Honestly, I have gotten no response from the Anchorage School District. I have gotten barely.
Wait, this happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And I'm assuming you've requested meetings with somebody.
Yes.
And
many times.
And what has happened with these meetings?
I have gotten silence.
Wow.
Absolute silence. My lawyer even tried to contact the school yesterday to get a meeting set up because we're trying to get her re-entered into the Anchorage School District.
Obviously not at Clark Middle School.
It's a little bit difficult with that one.
How's that?
She was attacked. But in all honesty, this has made her a stronger person to the
So
point.
she doesn't want to give them the win.
Exactly. She wants
for
to.
her.
She
You know
wants
what?
to.
Yeah,
She wants to face
You know
it
what?
head on.
Definitely.
And
That is badass.
Yeah, she wants to speak out on this, and she said, "Mom, we need to stop this from happening to any other person. This isn't okay at all, and I want to stand up and I want to make my voice heard."
Wow. You got to be proud of that.
14 years
That's-
old, I am.
That is incredible.
I know.
How can we help you? How can we help your daughter?
Honestly, we want to get the word out because the violence that is going on in the Anchorage School District is absolutely horrendous. The crimes that these children are actually committing. As adults, we would go to jail or get, really big, huge,
Penalties.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And these children are just getting suspended, ISS or whatever. But they're physically putting their hands on people and they're making it okay. And it's not okay.
You know what I think needs to happen? And I mean this sincerely. I think whenever there's a situation where kids get into fights, right? I remember when it's different. It's different when I got in fights in high school. It was one-on-one. I never was one time, but that was on the wrong place, wrong time. Whenever I got into a fight, it was just me and the other kid.
Yeah.
That was it. And when it was done, when the guy fell down, you stopped. It was over. It's just a matter of time till some kid gets tired of whatever is happening and brings whatever to school. And the next thing you know, we're talking about something way more serious. And what I think needs to happen is these kids need to sit down with each other and talk and find out what's really going on, right? And I think kids would find out that they have more in common with the people they supposedly hate, because there's always this showmanship where you got to be, if someone talks and says something, you got to make sure everyone knows you're not going to pull that crap around me. And it's all a bunch of grandstanding, and it's stupid. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
And I learned at a fairly older age than I should have that hitting somebody hurts almost as much as getting hit. And it's just no fun. There's no fun in that. And so since this has happened, what has happened to these girls? Because obviously you can see who they are in the videos. What has happened to them?
So from what I understand, 2 girls were actually supposedly arrested just from the news articles that I've seen.
Right.
I actually am not sure 100%. I do know that I did speak to the district attorney McLaughlin, and we were going to be pressing charges on the children who assaulted my daughter.
Okay. And so would Peyton be going back? Is she back now?
She has not been back since the incident.
Right.
She was kept out for a couple days by the doctor, and then she requested another week to heal for herself. And I respect that because that was a lot, for a 14-year-old kid to have to go through.
Right.
And
it's traumatizing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's honestly just making her an even better person. Honestly.
Well, I tell you, I think what would be really, really cool is the day that she does decide to go back to school. I think it would be really neat if she had some escorts, and had some people that could go there and speak on her behalf.
I would love that.
And just kind of let everybody know that we got her back. I think it's wonderful, to be honest with you, that she wants to go back there because she's not going to give them that win. And I was told that at a young age too. There are bullies in life. And I hate bullies. And I think there's a lot to unpack with a bully. There's a reason why usually it's because it starts somewhere else.
Exactly.
They were bullied. And in order to break that cycle, and just got to reach out sometimes, and all they need is a hug. All they need is a hug and say, hey, man, it's okay. You don't have to continue on being whatever someone else is being to you. And maybe at the end of the day, I know this might sound silly, but instead of hitting someone, you hug them. And maybe that's all these kids need is just someone to chat with and say, look, I get it. I understand. Who's this on the phone?
Good morning, hashtag.
Hey, what's up?
You guys talking about that girl getting beat up?
Not talking to the mother of the young girl that got beat up.
Okay, can I tell you my experience by lawyering up against the school district?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, we pay the best lawyers for the schools to fight against, so that's one thing. The only lawyer I know of, I believe his last name was McDonald. He took a case for a kid who committed suicide from, I think it was a middle school, and he actually was the only one I ever know that won a case against the school lawyers for the death of that child, because the child was bullied. The school lost all the records of the, I think it was over a year of bullying, the kid getting beat up and bullied around. So I just want to let the mom know it is a very tough fight to go against the school, and she's being abused by the school right now by not getting any response. Even the lawyer can't get a response from their lawyers. This is how they work. They don't have to do anything, and they treat you like crap.
Well, thank you, hashtag. I appreciate it. Hey, we got to do something really quickly. Hang on just a second.
Now is the time. It's your chance to win a luxury getaway for two with KWHL's Choose Your Trip giveaway, brought to you by Jacobson's Greenhouse, growing with the Valley since 1979.
And we're kicking it all off today with the word trending. That's trending. Just go to No, that is not the word. The word is winner. Winner. Trending was one we already did. Oh, no, that's not true. It is trending. Sorry. I'm sorry. It is trending. I thought we already did it. Trending is the word. trending. Go to KWHL, put in trending, and then you're entered in to win a trip for two anywhere you want to go.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Who's just on the phone?
Hey, this is Tim.
Cam, what's up?
I say we start dropping names. I know they're underage, but what about the parents then?
No, we can't.
Drop some names out there if the school's going to fight back that hard.
Yeah, that's not going to help her out. I appreciate where your heart is at.
You know what?
Uh-huh. It's not going to help her case, dude.
Yeah. I understand that. Are we talking specifically about the case, or are we talking about the entire?
Well, it's a pending case, correct? Yeah, so that would not be a good idea at this point.
We're not. You don't understand what I'm talking about. I'm not asking to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
All I'm saying is if you aren't getting anywhere, yeah, I know deep down morally it's not the right thing to do, but man, don't forget about Alaskan justice. It looks like those days are coming.
I believe legally it's not the right thing to do, but I appreciate the call,
That's exactly what we're trying to stop from happening.
Exactly. You are trying to continue on what she's fighting against.
No more violence.
Right.
I don't like bullies. We stand up to bullies. I didn't say what we were going to do, did I? I said drop the names and make it public.
And you're ready to fight me now, aren't you, bro? Meet me in the gym.
I said make it no, you're assuming about me that I'm going to make it violent. But so why don't I just said drop the names, didn't I?
Okay, bro. And I said I don't think legally that's a good idea. That's all I said. And you got fired up.
Oh, I am fired up. I don't like bullies.
I don't either.
Nobody does.
No, who does?
Hey, God bless you, and I wish your daughter a speedy recovery.
Thank you, bro.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
that. Thank you. He's very passionate. I get where he's coming from. Right?
I do too.
Right, and I think, man, like that whole speak softly and carry a big stick thing. We got to put the stick down for just a second.
There's a right way to handle things, and there's the wrong way to handle things, and we're wanting to handle everything the right way.
There you go, Peyton's way.
Exactly.
Right.
100%.
Let's do it Peyton's way. I like that. All right. Well, Mom, is there anything we left out?
Honestly, I am going to speak at the Anchorage School Board today. So if anyone out there, if your child is being abused, if they are being threatened, if they are being harassed, if they are being assaulted in any of the schools around here, show up, show your support, and be here for all of this, because you know what? It's not going to happen anymore. We need to stand up. We need to be the voice for our children, and we need to make the change now.
I like it. I'm in.
Yeah.
We're in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you so much,
I appreciate
you guys.
you. All right. Once again, the word is trending.